I am justice.
Alright, my last 3 videos weren't all that great. I sort of rambled and nobody got the point, so I'm going to redo the important one on morality.
From the shadows, I will appear with a message for all who will hear.
There are 3 main points to this video. 1. Morality is relative without a higher power. 2. Dawkins is wrong. 3. God is not a tyrant. If there is not a higher power, then all you have is men judging other men, and who's to say who's right? Oh yeah, just other men. So morality is just your opinion when there isn't a God. It doesn't make sense to have absolute or universal morality that is the same for everyone and that applies to everyone when people have different opinions on morality. In order to have a universal or an absolute morality, you need a higher power. So Richard Dawkins has this theory that seems to be popular among atheists about this gene of the knowledge of good and evil. There's this gene that we all have, and it tells us what is good and what isn't. First of all, what kind of authority does this gene have? It's like, what's the worst thing that's gonna happen to you if you don't do whatever this gene is telling you to do? I mean, the worst thing that can happen is you can die, and that's gonna happen anyway, so you might as well do what you want. The people who followed this gene are just gonna die the same as you. I'd say probably the biggest problem with this theory is the evolution part of it. Okay, so you have the chimps, and they eventually get this gene. So they pretty much have to evolve to get this gene or whatever. And then when the chimps evolve into humans, all the humans have this gene. Evolution is based on survival, and so when you evolve, it's because you wouldn't survive the way you were. So when we got this gene, we needed it to survive. So basically, anyone who goes against this gene is gonna die out. So immorality would have died out, which it obviously hasn't, because not everyone is helping each other, or whatever the fuck this gene is supposed to tell you to do. And anyway, if we all had this gene that tells us what to do, wouldn't, like, societies and just everybody's morality be more or less the same? I mean, it obviously isn't.
For the weak of heart, I will be strong. To the defenders of faith, I will belong.
God is evil. God is a tyrant. The only reason religious people do good things is because they're afraid that God is gonna punish them. First of all, God is not evil. God did not create evil. God created good. Evil is just the lack of good. When there is darkness, it's not just that there's like this blob of darkness there. It's just that there isn't light. The only reason that evil exists at all is because God gave us free will. Ooh, he's such a tyrant, right? You know, he gave us... Wait, what? God is the source of all good, and evil is when you use your free will to reject him. So, if there isn't a God, there is no such thing as good. Good is just an opinion. Good is whatever you personally like. So, you can't really argue morality with me. There can be no real right and wrong without a higher power. That is the whole point of this video. God bless, have a nice day, I'll pray for you, and justice will prevail.
Say the words will never leave.